Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I'm back today with another haul from Disc Replay that I've kind of gathered over the past few months here, maybe. So I have a stack of 6 movies slash just DVDs. One of them is not really a movie, but you'll see it when I get to it, that I picked up. Those were actually just a couple of weeks ago at a Disc Replay near me. And then I do have 5 TV series, which those I've been gathering for like kind of randomly over the past few months here. So they've just been sitting over there waiting for me to share with you guys. So that's what we're going to do today. And then first, I actually have a soundtrack on CD, also from Disc Replay, from their clearance bin. So really good price on it, and I couldn't pass it up when I saw it. So excited to share with you guys some relatively recent Disc Replay haul items here. So if you do have a second though, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my Disc Replay movie and TV series haul. Like I mentioned, I did find one soundtrack on CD, so I'll start with that one, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Scream, music from the Dimension motion picture. So obviously I love this movie. I've talked about the Scream franchise a couple of times here on the channel. And so that is the track listing on the back there. And I'll be honest, like, none of these bands sound familiar to me at all. This might be a situation where, like, once I hear the song, I might recognize it. But yeah, just looking at the track listing, I don't know it. We have Artificial World, Better Than Me, School's Out, Bitter Pill, Whisper to a Scream. I've literally never heard of any of them, but I'm sure I'll recognize some of them from the actual film itself. But yeah, just in terms of like the track listing, I don't know any. Unfortunately, there's not a really cool booklet. Like, this is as good as the booklet gets. On the inside, it's just like font, really, just type, just writing. So yeah, Scream. I had to pick it up. I was actually walking out the door one day at Disc Replay, and something caught my attention in the albums that they have in like their clearance bin. And so I walked over and I happened to come across this one. So I had to go back and do a second checkout that day because I couldn't leave without Scream, the motion picture soundtrack. So yeah, really excited to have this one in my soundtrack collection now, which is about 12 or 13 deep at this point. So not very big, but I love what I have in there. So that's what counts. Alright, so now let's jump over to the buy 3, get 3 free DVDs I picked up just a couple of weeks ago at Disc Replay. And I'll start with this one here. It's not a movie, but it's something for my wrestling collection. This is Hulk Hogan Unreleased, and this is a 3-disc set, and it contains a bunch of just random Hulk Hogan matches that, like, weren't released on other sets. I think that's what they mean by unreleased. Like, there's a match listing on here. There's Disc 3, Disc 2, and Disc 1. So, like, just some random matches I'm going to name off here, like Bob Backlund versus Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship in April 1980. I think that's actually the match where Hogan beat Backlund for the title for the first time. Don't quote me on that. That could be wrong. Hulk Hogan versus One Man Gang in 1987. Like, this is just, I don't know. This is awesome. Hulk, there's like a Billy and Chuck match on here. Yeah, Hogan and Edge versus Billy and Chuck from a SmackDown of 2002. Like, just the most random stuff. But this is really cool. Like, I love things like this. Now, yes, I understand. Hulk Hogan is, you know, as... Time has not done Hogan well, that's for sure. And he is a very divisive individual at this point. And because of some, you know, very controversial and horrible things that he said and things that he's done. So, you know, I don't, you know, condone any of that at all, but there's no denying that the reason I am a professional wrestling fan is because of Hulk Hogan. You know, I found that WrestleMania 1 DVD at my uncle's house, and then from there it just kind of took off when I was much, much younger. So Hulk Hogan is the reason I started watching wrestling, and then Stone Cold is the reason I got back into wrestling during the Attitude Era, and then just kind of been watching ever since with kind of, you know, big breaks in between there. But yeah, so anyway, that's why I wanted this one. It was a Hogan DVD or a wrestling DVD I didn't have in my collection. So for the 3 for 3, like, you can't beat that. So definitely excited to add this one I didn't have previously, Hulk Hogan's Unreleased. And I think this is volume 1 because for some reason I think there might have been a couple different volumes of this, but again, don't quote me on that. That might not be right. But anyway, excited to add this one to the collection. We'll stick with the wrestling theme, but this is actually a movie, and it's a family movie. This is the Jetsons and WWE Wrestlemania. So completely random, but when I saw it, I couldn't pass it up. Like, I used to love the Jetsons when I was younger. I was such a big fan of them. And then mixing this with a WrestleMania tie-in here. Like, that's just going to be fun. And look at this, guys. It has a slipcover. Gotta love it. So yeah, this will be fun. I've not seen this, but you have the Big Show at the front there, Paul White, now in AEW. Like, this just looks like a lot of fun. So excited to eventually get around to the Jetsons and WWE Wrestlemania, the original movie. This next one, I'm actually a little bit upset at myself for, because I put a different movie back and grabbed this one. Because it has a cool, set here, I honestly didn't think I had it, but then I got home and I actually checked my inherited movies, and it was one that I kept from my inherited movies, which, I'll be honest, I haven't even gone in and added all 500 plus movies from my inherited movie collection to my collection app yet, so I need to do that, because it makes me, I forget what I got from that, and I'm just at the store trying to remember. I have to look through different lists, and it's just annoying, so I need to spend the day and just do that, but I haven't yet. Anyway, I'm rambling again. This is Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the Spielberg film. So, did I say Spielberg? The Spielberg film. Anyway, this is the collector's edition, which is what sold me, because this is actually a pretty cool release. Now, I've talked about this before. I didn't like this movie when I saw it the first time, but I've been wanting to give it a second chance. And so when I saw it, I thought, oh, you know what? This is good. I'll pick it up and have it in the collection so I can give it a second viewing. And the fact that it has this really cool, collector's edition for it, I figured, why not? This is awesome. It's a 2-disc set with a bunch of special features, so I figured this was just a cool way to add this back to my collection, because I watched it first on Blu-ray, really didn't like it at all, and so I sold the Blu-ray. But again, it's just one of those movies that everybody loves, and so I want to give it a second chance to see maybe there's something I missed. Maybe I was just in the wrong mood that day. I have no idea. I just want to give it another shot. So eventually I will get around to this, but like I said, I did already have it in the collection. I just forgot. And so, I need to add those inherited movies into my app so I don't make these mistakes anymore. But anyway, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Either way, this is a cooler release of this movie than I had from the inherited, because that was a single disc, just standard DVD case. This is a pretty cool one. So, it's not a loss completely. So, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I will eventually give a second chance. I was really excited to find this one, because this was one that I saw at Walmart recently on their new release wall. It was one of the $10 movies that I was contemplating picking up for my $10 challenge, which I actually have 2 of those that need to go up still. So it's not dead. I just haven't done any in the past month, but I will be this month. So anyway, this is called John and the Hole. And what is so fascinating about this is that basically the little boy traps his family in a hole, however far deep down in the ground, it doesn't say, but it's just a family in the hole in the ground. And then it's going to be this weird thriller / psychological drama. I have no idea. But that just sounds fascinating to me, that this little boy is trapping his entire family in a hole and then just leaving them there. I don't even know. So I was super intrigued to pick it up when I was at Walmart, but I went with a different one, which you guys will see eventually here. But yeah, so when I saw this one on the wall for the buy 3, get 3, I couldn't pass it up. So we'll see how this one is. John and the Hole. Hopefully this one is kind of, weird as I'm expecting it to be. Here is a Darren Aronofsky film that I have not yet seen, and I have wanted to forever. This is Pi. And the tagline here is Faith in Chaos. So this just I don't really know anything about this other than it's directed by Darren Aronofsky, who I love. So really just excited to have it in the collection now. I totally remember this DVD case from when I shopped at Blockbuster all the time. It was one that I always meant to pick up and rent, but I just never did for whatever reason. So yeah, now it is in the collection, and I am excited to see what in the world this movie is all about. It looks like it's actually in black and white. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just super intrigued to see what this is. It's not terribly long, only 85 minutes, but yeah, I'm excited. If you guys, is Pi a good one? I know I heard about it a lot when I was younger, but I haven't heard much about it lately. So yeah, let me know how Pi is down in the comments below. Spoiler free, of course, but let me know if it's any good or not. So yeah, the next one for the collection here, a Darren Aronofsky film, Pi. And then the last DVD I found for my buy 3, get 3 free is one that I have been looking for months. I have been wanting this for so long. I saw actually Ken over at Mid-Level Media hauled this relatively recently on Blu-ray. He got it, but I've just been looking for either the Blu-ray or the DVD, whatever I could find. Well, I found the DVD. This is a movie that I remember watching when I was much younger. It was on TV, so it was not too long after its release, but I was so fascinated by it. This is Ransom with Mel Gibson. So if I remember right, like I believe Mel Gibson's son is kidnapped and held at, for a ransom, and they are trying to get him back. And it was crazy from what I remember. But like I said, I was probably like the same age as the little boy in the movie, frankly. Like I was very young. I don't know how old this boy is in this, I guess, but like I was probably 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. So yeah, but yeah, I'm so excited to have this back, or have this in the collection, because it's one I've never owned, but it's one I remember watching on TV. So super happy that I was finally able to check this one off of my like cheap DVDs to find list after so many months being on there. So really looking forward to revisiting Mel Gibson's Ransom. So that's the last of the buy three, get three. So now let's jump over to some TV series that I found recently. I'll start with this one because I actually mentioned this in some recent haul I did because I thought I'd already showed it, but apparently I hadn't. This is Reno 911, the complete series. So this was an excellent price. Like I want to say like $15 for this entire series, which is remarkable. I've talked about this a little bit already, but I will say again, like this show is, it's hysterical. It's hilarious. I watched it when I was in high school. I loved it then, and I didn't know if it would hold up, but it's on, I think it was HBO Max is where my wife and I were watching it, and I was just dying at each and every episode. Like it's hilarious. It is so not politically correct, but it holds up still. Like it's just genuinely funny. And so I had to grab it when I saw it on DVD for such a cheap price. So Reno 911, the complete series. So excited to dive into this entire set at some point in my life. I actually contemplated picking this next one up or not, but I decided at the end of the day, it's better to have it in the physical form than to not. And so this is a Netflix original series, The Haunting of Hill House. So this is one like, because it's a Netflix original, like it'll always be on Netflix, and frankly my wife will never let me cancel Netflix, so like I'll probably always have access to watching this in HD, but in case anything happens, in case it changes, I was able to find this in the physical form, so I did pick it up. Now I've not seen this series, but I have read the book that it's based off of, and honestly I know it's like one of the most beloved horror books of all time. I didn't love it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but I've heard nothing but excellent things about it. So I am looking forward to checking this one out at sometime soon here. I know the sequel series is available on Netflix as well, but yeah, we'll see. I've heard great things, so hopefully I will enjoy it as well. The Haunting of Hill House. Next up is another one I am really looking forward to checking out. This is The Purge Season 1. So I love the Purge franchise. I think I've missed like the last one, I guess. Is it the last one or two? I don't know. I need to catch up on the series, but the TV series I've not seen anything of yet. And I remember like there was a Cinefessions podcast we did years and years ago where one of the questions I asked the group was like, if you could have a TV show, if you could have a TV show made of any film franchise, what would it be? And if I'm not mistaken, my answer was The Purge, and I just still never sat down and watched this. So when I found this one for as cheap as it was, I had to grab it because, again, I just enjoy the series. It's such a fascinating idea to me that, like, I like that aspect of it, and then the movies are just done really well. So I will eventually go back and, like, visit all of the Purge franchise again, but yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out when I get around to it. The Purge Season 1. This next one is actually a reboot of one of my favorite television series of all time. This is The Twilight Zone, and this one is hosted by Jordan Peele. So this is like, what, the third or fourth reboot of the Twilight Zone series? I know they did a couple or a few of them. I really think this is the third. I think there was an 80s one, and then early 2000s maybe, and then this one. I just kind of pulling things out of the air right now, but I think that's right. But anyway, this is one that I've not yet seen, but I've heard really good things about, and so I'm very, very happy to have it in the collection. I will definitely be getting around to this. I would love to do like a full season review on this. I know season 2 is available now, but I don't have that one yet. If I can find it for as low as I found this one, I will absolutely be adding it to the collection. But in the meantime, I have the first season here to go through, so excited to see how this one is compared to my beloved original. So The Twilight Zone from 2019. Last but not least is actually a TV series that was recently released on Blu-ray in its complete form, but this was super cheap on DVD, and if you guys haven't guessed by now or haven't figured it out by now, I'm cheap. And so I decided to go that route. This is Superman, the complete animated series. So at one point in my life, I had it like, and I'm talking like within the past few months here, I had it in my head that it would be fun to go through the entire like original DC animated television universe. But then I did some research and realized, oh my gosh, this thing is gigantic. And worst of all, there are so many different series in there that I didn't even realize existed that are either very expensive to get on DVD or just simply unavailable. And so that won't happen. I won't be able to go through all of them, but I do have a number of these. I have like the Batman animated series. I have this one. I have I think I have Justice League Unlimited complete series, or the first season, something like that, whatever it is. So I do have a number of these, but not all of them. So yeah, Batman Beyond's another one I found, all 3 seasons at Disc Replay. So I'll try to go through what I have eventually here, but I would have loved to have been able to go through the entire series, but that's just not going to be possible. So in the meantime, I will watch this one, and I've heard really good things about this, so looking forward to checking this one out. This is 54 episodes across 7 different discs. So yeah, should be a lot of fun when I get around to it. So Superman, the complete animated series, is the last TV series I found recently and the last item for this Disc Replay haul. Alright, so there it is, my stack of a dozen new items for the physical media collection, and I think there are a bunch of items in here that are just a ton of fun. So super happy with what I've been able to find recently at Disc Replay, which is the same thing I always say because I love my local Disc Replays. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What in this stack do you love? Is there anything in here that you might find is a miss? Let me know that as well. Your guys' recommendations always help steer me in the right direction, so thank you so much for all that support. I really do appreciate it. But with that said, guys, if you did enjoy this one, please give it a like down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies or TV series. I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.